All right, truth seekers and future truth speakers. Today is going to be a good one for you today. And I have my guy here with me, my friend, my guy, Doc B. Serious out of Atlanta. But listen, I'm going to set the tone real quickly before, because as he gets started here and get things going, we will be rocking the mic as we roll tonight as this dynamic duo of divine energy and information. But listen, first of all, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I know you did. And if you didn't, I like to tell you I love you. And of course, you didn't hear it over the weekend of Thanksgiving holidays. You're going to hear it here for right now. I love you. But at the same time, Christmas is up on us. And to set the tone, there's been a generation and generations of years and years of some mythical part about this holiday season, maybe even Black Friday, but we're not getting into that. We're going to get into something that we will probably consider one of the biggest masquerades of all time, and hijack that I want to call it. And no better person to get into it than my guy here, Doc B. And, we're just going to kind of, give you some warnings in this. We're going to give you a little bit, there's always what we call problem, reaction, solution. And we are going to give you a solution, but we're going to throw the problem out today. And Doc B, how was your Thanksgiving, brother?
Every day I'm giving thanks. So I don't have one day that they decide for me.
Okay.
I am thankful to be here, grateful to be here today. I'm giving thanks to breath, to the earth, to your show, to the internet, and the time we're in. So I'm having a great giving of thanks.
Great giving of thanks. Well, all right. So let's say that every day is a great day. Every day is a thankful day. But let's go into something real quickly. And you and I kind of discussed this a little bit offline, during the week and stuff, and especially with some of the things that we have planned, and we'll share that with the audience later on here. However, we're going to get right into it. The Grinch. We think about the story of the Grinch, who stole Christmas, and but was it really the Grinch that did it? Is that kind of like got us looking in the wrong direction, as someone else did it in plain sight, or pretty much? And I have my own theory on a few things from there, but let's just kind of start with just the background of Christmas, period. Let's get what we call the real world today and what it was yesterday. We'll get into that. Or let's just talk about what people think it is now.
I think that almost every holiday that was ordained or created for us has a whole nother side in esoteric meaning.
Okay.
And to keep people from attaching to their original selves, you got to keep them distracted, keep people separated. And to do that, you give them certain days to celebrate.
Okay.
And most of those days are not days that we understand or are given the real facts behind, so that we could tap into the power of these holy days or sacred days or days that have meaning on a metaphysical level. And as we know, Christmas is one of the biggest ones.
Okay. I got you.
Went from, boy, this is the day that Christ was born.
Okay.
But I think those sheep in the manger would have been frozen. So that story may be a little twisted. I'm not sure. I'm not a specialist in this. I'm just saying that I think that what happened was people began to put things together. So you have the old ways, back in the days before the modern religions, and they had certain beliefs based on movements of the stars,
okay,
the sun, the moons, and things like that. And that got blended with some of the, more religious stories. And it's okay. It's nothing wrong with any of that. The thing is that when we wake up to who we are, we may find that there's a part of us that is going through a metaphysical shift or a change based on certain times during the year when there's certain alignments happening.
Okay.
And as we know, the winter solstice is on the 21st of December. So that's when the sun goes, well, the earth tilts, but it seems as if the sun is at its highest point.
Okay.
It stops. That's what it means. Solstice. The sun stops. It looks like it stops in the sky for 3 days. And that sun begins to move again 3 days later. So the
Okay.
new sun is born. For a lot of people, this is like a shift. This is like a new year. This is something that happens where there is a transformation happening because of the position that we are in on the planet. And there's many arguments of, why and who was behind a lot of these things. But when you get into controlling people, you want to get the masses to believe in something.
Gotcha.
Even if it's contrived and created. And after a while, you start telling the story over and over and over, and that becomes the truth. That's the fact. And we all do it. And we have to do it because we're told to do it by the oppressors. And one thing about being under oppression for long periods of time, when you are out of oppression, you've been in oppression so long that you begin to agree to the laws, the rules, and the principles of oppression. So a lot of people, once they become free from oppression, once they become liberated, they become oppressors themselves, or they will keep pressing the same buttons or coming up with the same holidays and rituals and the sayings and all of that the people who put us in oppression. Now let's talk about oppression a little bit. Oppression is something that almost everybody, I don't care what group of people you're from, what your race is. Sometimes we are oppressed by those who are in power, who have knowledge that we don't have. And certain times of the year, these powerful people, they do rituals, they do ceremonies, they do things, right? And they give you a piece of it, but there's an esoteric piece that you don't know. So you can't tap in, because if you could tap in, then you wouldn't want to stay on the farm as a sheep.
Right.
You want to be the black sheep and jump over the fence and run away. And you're not under that power. So when it comes to, like Christmas is a very special time. And it's not just the day of Christmas. It's the season. It's something happening in that time. I mean, did you know that January originally was not the beginning of the year?
I've heard that, yeah. They just switch things around for their liking, or invert it, I should say.
Think about it for a second. September basically means 7, but they call it the 9th month. October, is 8, right?
Okay.
9, or Nova is 9. November is 9. What comes after that? December is 10. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. The names are telling you what the number value is, but they're giving you a different value on the calendar. So this creates a certain type of cognitive dissonance because, how did they come up with this? Well, if you start with March as the beginning of the year, which is we've got the equinox,
right,
on March 20th or 21st, or sometimes it's the 19th. That's when the sun is right over the equator, which a lot of people say, well, that's the beginning of spring forward in the northern hemisphere.
Right.
New plants spring up, new life. For many people, for a long time, that was the beginning of the year. So they counted from March. Even April Fools had to do with people saying, look, you're a fool if you think that this is not the beginning of the year. And another group of people who were caught up in the oppression mindset were like, no, this is what they said, that this is the beginning of spring, but it was actually the beginning of the year. And if you count from March to September, you get 7 months. It lines up perfectly on the old calendars. And you can even search this. You can Google this. The old calendars were totally different. You see, we deal with a calendar and a mindset that has been contrived and controlled.
True that.
And when you're in that system, when you're in Rome, you do as the Romans. And a lot of this is based on Rome, based on, certain entities. So a lot of things that are happening we don't realize it because we weren't taught it, because we were taught by our parents, which they said we were born in sin. Okay, let's go with that for a minute. What does that mean? Born in sin. Sin is an archery term, right?
Okay.
It means to miss the mark. These were archers back in them days. An archer who misses the target is a sinner. It doesn't mean you're bad. It just means you're not hitting the mark. Well, a lot of us were born into families that were not good archers because they were born under misdirection, misguidance, separation, cognitive dissonance,
Right.
suppression, repression. So our families, they repeated the same stuff that they were taught. And some of it was, grilled and whipped and beat and burned into the people. You got to believe this. So if our family was in a place where they didn't have the information, or they were afraid of the information, or they believed that they'd go to hell unless they went along with certain things, they taught their children the same stuff. I mean, the tooth fairy. Why would you teach a little child a story like this? When your teeth come out, put them under your pillow. Some being will come through the wall, right? It dematerializes and comes through the wall. Now, what's funny about this is the money don't dematerialize, but it comes through the wall too. And they leave, it's American cash. You understand what I'm saying? Unless they do this in other countries. It's going to bring you this tooth fairy who needs your teeth. It's going to give you money for the teeth.
Right.
For what? What are they going to do with the teeth? This sounds like the bone collectors. Sound like some DNA programs. This might be some story about some aliens or some entities from somewhere else that will come through the wall and get your DNA. For what? And you tell the children this. I was frightened with this story. Somebody's going to come in here tonight. Something can come through the wall. And they always showed us a pretty little fairy. And you know what pretty means. They show you what pretty means. The color, the look, the hair.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, Go ahead. So sounds like before we really give them something on this Christmas thing, let's think about something for a minute. All right. And this is just me and you talking. Ain't nobody listening, just me and you. So when we think about us growing up, especially when I grew up, or you hear the scripture of raise a child certain way, and then he grow up to be whatever. I don't know the exact scripture, but you get what I'm saying. So do you think that just like the tooth fairy, all these stories, and this is just my thoughts, when you think about the story of, we know that person who said, who we've been waiting, most people have been waiting on for 2,000 years to return, right? We know the story. Of course, it's in all kinds of cultures, but the main in the Christian world, he's going to be back the 3 days or the whole 9 yards.
It's true.
You think, but you said it's true? He's coming, right?
We'll get into that in a minute.
We'll get into that. All right. So, but where I'm going with this is, do you think someone sat around just like me and you talking and say, it's hard for the kids to fathom religion and, that they're being watched by, this person on your wall over here with with the eyes and the crown and whatever. So we need to give them something. And we perpetrate it or put it out there, excuse me. And y'all already know, if y'all watch me, I got my grammar box over here to the left. So if I pronounce anything, you guys go in there and you get it and you correct it. But if your mind and consciousness heard it right, like if I said banana, but it's banana, that means it's working. But if you got to correct me in the chat, that's an ego thing. We're not doing that here. Unlimited letters over here in this virtual box. Get in there, use as many as you want. But do you think somebody sat around and said, now we need to give the kids something, and said, let's give them Santa Claus. Let's give them a control mechanism that says that something is going to be watching them every day. It's the same thing that we get the story that we're being watched, and that, and we need something for the kids to gather on. And so we got this thing, and then us parents, we tell the kids, hey, if you're not in nice, Santa's not going to bring you nothing for Christmas. And it's like everybody need a control system. So why not bring a child up? We think it's saying religious wise, but maybe it was an esoteric statement that they said, let's train these people's children as a kid, and when they grow up, it'll be easy for them to believe in anything that we want. What do you think about that?
See, there is a lot of power in myth.
Okay.
A myth is a story
Mm-hmm.
or an allegory that has power. It has information. It has life lessons in it, but it's not based on anything necessarily factual. It's just something great that can help guide your life.
Okay.
So myths were created by many of our ancestors. There's all kinds of stories about beings and all these things that could help us. And some of these myths were actually based on real events. They were just twisted a little bit to make it fun for the children.
All right, I'm with you.
I guess we feel like the children are going to suffer, that if we don't do some of these things and have some of these days and, put this stuff on the tree and all that, the children are going to suffer. They're going to grow up bad. They're going to be, but I just feel like some of these myths sometimes get out of control, and we begin to think that these stories, these myths, these allegories are exact and factual, when in fact, if we look at them, there's something behind them that if we were to teach this to the children, it would be deep. If we were to teach them the esoteric side of it, you see, and that's when, it gets to a point where you realize that these holy days they could be very powerful and spiritual if we knew what was behind them. I remember I was really upset when I found out there was no Santa Claus. That means that my parents are liars. This is the problem. My parents are like my first guides. They're my first gods. I don't know nothing about nobody up in the sky. My parents. And they came and told me this story. They had me cooking and making cookies with them to put out for Santa Claus to come down the chimney. And this whole story that actually plays with the logical side of the child's brain, because the child should realize that this guy is not going to be coming down anybody's chimney, and he never gets any soot on his red outfit. These reindeers, which can fly, you're playing with the child's brain, and the child is going to be off. This is in your formative years. You're being told something that is technically impossible,
right?
But you believe it because your parents said it.
Absolutely.
So your parents are ushering you into artificial intelligence. We think artificial intelligence is with the computers, and no, artificial intelligence is when you have told the children some stuff that is not based on actual facts.
Okay.
Not saying that the entities and the ideas and the stories are not something that is real or parts of it are real, because in any good lie, there's some truth.
Okay, we can go with that for sure. 100%.
Any good lie, there's some truth. There's some fact to it.
You have to have a little bit sprinkle in there. You can't, because when they go check it and they don't be thorough, they hear some truth and they just believe whatever the rest is.
You have to ask yourself a question. Why do the other reindeer not want to play with Rudolph?
Well, let the storyteller. When I grew up, because he had a red nose and he was different, and and Rudolph, that red-nosed reindeer. I forget the rest of the song, but he had a red nose. He was different. That was the whole thing. That was when I watched the cartoon, or just he was just different. They didn't want to play with him because he was different.
He seemed ostracized. So like today,
right?
When you're with a group of people, you act different. You're ostracized. Oh, he's different. Oh, he's crazy. He's an imbecile. He's a little left, or he's on the spectrum. They've got some talk for you if you don't fall in line. You're supposed to fall in line on all the holidays, all the beliefs, all the stories of your group of people, your culture, which is powerful if you're back in the day when people in the village had griots and grandparents and great-grandparents who, the medicine people and priests and all of those type of folks who would tell you things that would actually help you survive.
Right.
Stories that gave you power. Stories that did something for you, not stories that turned you into a consumer. If I had known that my parents were the ones going out to work hard to buy this stuff for me, I might not have been so greedy and asked for so many things. And then what? If they can't buy me everything, they don't love me as much, because this is a holiday that says, love has got to do with commerce.
Yeah, but let's look at it a different way now. Imagine how many of us right now sitting on this show or audience that's watching told our children the Santa Claus story. I know I did. And I only think it breaks rank only when times get hard and you can't buy the kid a bunch of presents and you buy them one. And now they're not pissed at Santa Claus because, now they're like, Santa didn't love me. Well, now the ego steps in. Well, daddy bought you this because, I'm the one really buying all the toys and it was hard work. Now we want to let Santa off the hook, right? Because we still need him to believe. But then we turn it and say, okay, dad bought this, or mom bought this, I'm Santa Claus. There is no, it's like, when did the story change? When it's abundance, lack of abundance? Because when it's a lot of stuff you're giving the kids, you keep the Santa Claus story. Most people do. It only changed when lack of abundance.
See, it gets deeper than this. This thing is so deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I realized what was happening here and the ceremony and the ritual around this, the rituals, and what was happening to people to get them to program their children to go along with something that actually made no sense. Because if you watch They Live, see, go back to They Live.
Right.
You know the funny thing about They Live?
They live. That's the funny part.
Do you know the soundtrack for They Live?
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. That's the whole soundtrack.
That was it. Yeah, it was like a two note thing, right? I mean, well, you know what? Wasn't no different than Jason. That was a soundtrack for you.
Dun, dun, dun. When you know the code of music,
right,
you would know with that cadence of notes what it means and what it's saying. It don't sound good.
No. That's like
it's
there's
saying
something
that there's
coming
an
next.
illusion. It's saying something is off, something is wrong. So when we found out about Christmas in Santa, it was like we put on those glasses like in They Live, and you could see what was really happening. Obey, consume, procreate.
So you're talking about materialism, that it was constructed for that?
It was constructed for this was marketing. Those beings were into marketing to people. You look at the billboards and they say one thing, but if you look at it with the glasses on, they say something else. It's the same thing with this Christmas thing. When you don't have the glasses on, it looks like this is a great thing. This is when family gets together. We're going to open the gifts, and you have to look at the colors. Why is there red?
Okay.
Why is it green? What are the colors for Christmas? Red, green,
and gold, I think, right?
Gold and white. What are they talking about? What does the tree represent? They tell you in the Holy Book that they got the story is supposed to be in, which that's questionable too. They tell you don't ever have a tree in the house.
True. I've heard that.
You don't have this tree in the house. This tree burns down houses every year. It's made out of pine.
Yeah, and then go get the fake one now, though. But
this is fuel. This is like turpentine is made from pine. This is a highly volatile fuel that you bring in the house. Oh no, don't worry. Now we got the plastic ones, and that's even worse. With all the problems with microplastics, you got a plastic tree in the house with lights on it. It's heating up. You're burning up electricity. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying you're going to need to decode this. And once you're able to decode this and what this is really about, you're going to become liberated. And you'll realize that this is an esoteric story for those who really are seekers, those who are really on another level, who have left the what I call the Thunderdome, who've left the Matrix, can look back and see it and see the power in it. That's what we're going to be talking about on the 20th. I'm going to break this down. And the folks that are there who are at that event will never be the same.
Well, before you say that, though, I think a lot of people listening, they don't even know where you just segued into. Let me play a little something for them, because you just rolled into something but we're going to take them back a little bit. I got a little clip so they know what you're talking about here first. Let me find it. Let's just see. And it's starring you. Let's go with that right here.
If you're in Texas or anywhere in the area, you have to be at this event. Your body and let go of all the things that are outside of this ball. This is going to be on December the 20th. We'll be doing a lecture talking about decoding the true Christmas story, the one they hid from you. That's the one that's deep, that has to do with your pineal and you being able to manifest your life. Also, we're going to be offering a core access experience where you'll learn how to get into yourself, create a new self, rewrite your DNA, become who you came here to be. This is going to be an amazing time. We'll be with Roderick Martin, Truth versus Authority, Knowledge Beyond Reality event, coming to Texas. And if you're anywhere in the area, you want to make sure you're at this event. We're also going to be offering a special VIP event where you get to hang out with me. We're going to eat together. We're going to talk together, and you can ask questions, and we're going to dig deep. Go deeper than you've ever gone before. This is your time to wake up. Don't be asleep. Wake up and get right. It's time for you to celebrate your life.
All right, so let's go like this. You coming to Dallas, and I know some of the things that you're going to talk about. We can't do it here on the air. Most we can kind of give them enough hints, but they block a lot of this stuff. They pretty much. And I know we're going to really set this year in motion, especially again as we talk about the decoding Christmas, but also giving them the access. So let's flip the flip side for a minute. What are people missing? I mean, I know we're going to solve it for them in a live event. And also for those of you who are here and you can't come to Dallas, we're going to stream that part. Okay. We're going to stream it privately. You'll be able to go watch it. So when you go and look at the website, truthversusauthority.org, you can get you and reserve your spot for the live stream of the answer to all of this tonight, right? Because it's really important that people understand it. But let's make it a little deeper here. We're just talking about toys. We're talking about Santa, but there's something more treacherous at work here. Am I correct?
I don't know if we can say that it's treacherous
or deceiving. Or maybe it's just we're not oblivious. We're not paying attention, and it's working. Maybe let's go that right, because it's all right. Let's just go with that.
It's codified.
Okay.
It's codified. It's a puzzle. Most of the esoteric stuff is not just straight out.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. So look at all the old movies where they're looking for a treasure map. They're always looking for a treasure map, and they're going to find this treasure of gold. It's always a treasure. And people are fighting and trying to get to this treasure, right, to find the gold mine. Do you know that's a story about an inward journey of you going into yourself and finding the treasure map that's in every one of your genes? Every one of your genes has a treasure map. It's called the divinity code.
Okay, we're familiar with that. Yeah.
That code, is in you, but it must be discovered. You're not just going to discover it because you read a book or you went online and you asked chat or you Googled it or you went to the library. There is a secret library, a sacred library in each one of us. Not everybody's going to be able to get there because some people are so deep into it and they get caught. And when they start finding out a lot of truth, people get angry.
That's cognitive dissonance, right? Like
we're angry now. We're mad because they lied to us. They cheated us. What we need to realize, I'm gonna give you this piece right here. We created this system.
We created, like, as in a culture, or you saying we as in
An
human?
occult. Sure.
Who?
An occult.
Okay. Okay. We can go with that. Or we can go
We
with
don't remember that we decided to descend into this density, to have this experience, to put ourselves through this challenge and this trial and this tribulation to test us, because masters always test themselves, and they go up the deep, they swim in the deepest waters. They fight the biggest master. They never, ever are satisfied, because when you're satisfied, you get complacent. And when you get complacent, you don't grow. And when you don't grow, you start going through what? Entropy. And if entropy means that the thing or whatever it is constantly descending into chaos. So to move away from entropy, you're going to be tested. There's going to be storms. There's going to be all kinds of things that happen. But what we keep thinking is that the evil beings did it to us, because we love having victims. I mean, we love being victims. We love having enemies.
I know.
Then the biggest enemy is us. We actually created this almost like a quantum video game to test ourselves. But we want to blame other people. That's where your power gets truncated, because we keep looking outward. We got to look inward. This is an inward journey.
I get it, Doc. I get it. But something tells me the more I get to know me, I just don't think I sat there and said, I want to go experience the world as a big YouTuber. You hear what I'm saying? I said, and the daddy that I had, out of all the people around in the world, that one, I said, okay, I want to experience that one. Because if we've been here enough times, we should now all reach for the stars if we're coming back to it, make an experience. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking 1,200 concubines. What I could get, reach for the stars. But we're saying that this experience was chosen. I mean, you know, right?
We are the ones who are choosing. To be a chosen one, we must choose ourselves.
Right. I'm with you.
So you said it. You said, I would not have chose this. Okay.
That was my point.
This is true.
That was my
point. The collection that you have come to be, right, in your mind, right? And you can only experience a very small fraction of the whole symphony of life.
True.
The spectrum of seeing, hearing, and feeling that we're dealing with is very small. I mean, there's bugs and animals they got more vision and more hearing and more perception than we do. We're seeing a very small sliver. So when you said, I wouldn't have done it, this is true. You wouldn't. Your personality. Itty means that it's broken up in little pieces. It's not whole.
Right.
Now, if you say we, and you start taking that word I.
Okay, we are one collective. I don't think all of us.
Then you become a bigger being. And you realize that we're all connected.
Yeah.
And the biggest enemy is the one in you, in your mind, in your perception, because we believe in life and death, and that this is it, and this is what it is, and this is what they did. We believe that. Some of us need that.
Right. I mean, I get it. I get it.
This thing is so deep. See, and I'm going to tell you something. I have had 3 near death. I don't know how close I was to death, but they say it was near death. I guess I was close to it. But then again, what is near and what is far? Could have been far death experiences.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, was it a near death experience? Maybe it was a far death experience. Maybe we're having that now, because with Schroeder's cat, they show that the cat is alive and it's dead at the same time. Everything is connected to its opposite. For you to be here, you must also be nowhere. For you to be in your body, you also have to be having an out-of-body experience, because your body is like the TV set. Let's say you cut the TV set off. The signal is still coming. It's still on the cable. It's still coming from the satellite. You can't access it. So we sometimes can't access the access point that we are dealing with the core of all things, but we are only seeing a small piece of this. When I had my near death, my otherworldly experiences, I saw something deep. I'm still
So was it
attempting.
near
That
or
was
far away? Was what you saw far or near? So would
everything
it be a
far was
death?
near, and everything near was far.
All right.
Macrocosm and microcosm. All times, all things happen at the same time in one instant. Only now. Only now. It was only now. Not only did I have those near-death experiences, and those weren't on purpose. Those had to do with, experimentation.
Hey, but don't we go near the closest to death anyway is when we go to sleep at night anyway?
The closest we're
you know what I mean?
The closest we
People
are
having
to death.
that every night. They're having a near death every night.
We are to death is right now. Every breath.
Now or sleep?
Right now.
Now.
When you
like
inhale,
now.
You're inhaling new life. Then there's a gap. There's a pause where there's nothing. Then you exhale, right, and get rid of the things you no longer desire. So there's energizing,
correct,
right, and releasing. That's life and death. Life and death. And we're always 1 second away from the other thing. They're all happening at one time. When I had my event in the Bermuda Triangle on the Carnival cruise boat in 1996 in September during hurricane season, I was gone for 4 hours.
Lost of time.
I still got the watch. Where's my watch? Is it right here? Here's my watch. This is the watch I had on. I don't know if y'all can see it very good.
Yeah, that's a 1990 watch. We believe you.
I think you're cracking, man. You always got some jokes. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I just want to validate the experience.
You don't know nothing about it.
We have an experience with an old watch, and I want to validate that I'm having the experience.
But see, now what an old watch is also a new watch.
We have these value systems. It is correct twice a day. Twice a day is going to be right.
Value systems based on time and distance and all of this, which is our perception, but it's not accurate. I am saying that if each one of us is ready to really ascend to the next level, some of this stuff you're going to have to leave behind. That nymph has got to crawl up out of that water and crawl up on a stem to become a dragonfly. It's got to leave the world of the nymph alone. But the world that it lived in was all about, it was eating everything. Everything was trying to eat it. It lived in fear. So what happens is we start waking up and we get angry. And we're always looking for another devil. We're looking for somebody else to blame for everything. It was my parents. It was them. It was me. It was my old self. And then I did this. And we're always looking to blame things instead of accepting that we are the supreme beings. It's all in us. The ancestors, everything is in us. The mitochondria is a whole group of beings living in you.
I'm with you with that.
What I am saying that when I had these experiences, I picked up something. Something came back with me. I am not a regular person. I'm not even from here. I am not even I. I am a whole universe. And everything that is happening is taking me to points where I could do the alchemy and the transformation to go through certain things to make me into what I'm going to be. Everything that we've been through, all the oppression, all the craziness, all this is for a reason, because now you have a depth of perception, which is more clear. Now you kind of know there is no death. There's only life. There's just different perspectives and different perspectives of life. It's all alive. What I'm saying is that some of this stuff that we were told was for us to learn from so that we could find out our own personal truth.
Okay.
What I am saying, when you learn about this Christmas, it changes everything. When you get this perspective, this formula, because it's a template, when you learn this, it changes everything. And some people say, yo, I know it, Dr. B. I've heard you talk about it before. You have never heard me talk about this particular Christmas. This one is different. Even the formula that we've given before, it don't work this year because the moon, I don't know if y'all have noticed this. The moon is not in the same place. The sun is not in the same place. I was out looking at Sirius and the whole star system is flipped. The whole sky has changed. The North Pole is no longer the North Pole. There's the magnetic north, and then there's the physical magnetic north poles, and then the esoteric. It's all changing. The North Star is not the same star anymore. We're moving over to this other star called Cephas or something like that. It's all changing. The atoms are speeding up. Molecules are speeding up. Everything is changing. Where we are right now, we've never been before. This is a brand new place. So what I am saying is that the piece of information that I'm coming with right now may have never, ever been spoken in this way ever before. So that's why I'm saying that what was, we cannot use that template today.
I agree.
We have to change everything. We got to change the way we walk, the way we talk. We got to learn how to access the core experience. And that's what most folks have never been able to totally do, because there's so much stuff stored up. This is a cellular memory, and there's trauma, then there's joy, and there's happiness, and there's, some folks, when I used to see a lot of clients. Do you know my wealthiest clients had the most issues? My clients that had little, who grew up eating nothing but rice and beans, they didn't have the problems that these wealthy folks got. So we think that, well, money and affluence and this and that, it makes you this way. I'm telling you, everybody is dealing with another polarity of energy, and you can't know what somebody, you don't even know anybody. You know how we think we know people? I'll say, well, Roderick, how many people do you know? And he'll say, well, he'll mention the people. You don't know anybody.
Yeah.
Because everybody is changing. You could hate somebody and say, I don't even say coming to the Christmas dinner. That's going to be terrible if they come. And then they come and they've changed. Like my aunt, who had some terrible accident, and she was a paraplegic. But everybody was upset that she was coming because they hadn't seen her in 20 years. And everybody was still mad from 20 years ago. But when she came and got out the van and she was a paraplegic, everybody was sad. Well, what happened to her? She couldn't even talk. It changed everybody's perspective, because sometimes you're angry about something that happened at a certain point, but you keep creating it now, y'all. We are creating the now. And if we want to talk about the disagreeable, if we want to talk about the problems, then that is your reality. That becomes your world. I am saying that when we get to the point where we become 80% solutions, start looking for solutions, don't even speak unless we're speaking as a solutionary, and then go 20% problems, everything's going to change. What I'm saying, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity that's going to be happening on the 20th of this month. This day and everything is chosen for a very sacred reason.
Absolutely.
It can only be done in Dallas, which we're going to talk about that then. Why Dallas? I've never been to Dallas. Now, in the music business days, I was in Dallas with some of my artists. I haven't been to Dallas. Why did Roderick Martin call me and ask me to be a part of this event? I was shocked when he said the date, and I was like, huh? Do you know what's happening? He was like, well, what? I said, we got to talk about this. Then we got to talk about, and that's what we're going to do in the lecture. We're going to talk about the esoteric part of this. Why? What's happening? How to use this power so that you can now elevate yourself. We talk about elevating and all that. Well, there'll never be, you can't have resurrection without death.
Well, let me time right there, because I think that you're correct that there was a moment that something came over me. I was just like, okay, it's time, and we're moving into the shift where I made a statement a while back of infinite conscious awareness that I'm going to change how people see me, right? And they didn't really understand what I was saying. I'm like, okay, come back later, you're going to see something totally different, because we can shift. We think a timeline shift is just going to be like this, right? Yes. In most people, but they don't understand it. It's just like a cruise ship. You just take it one little notch off course. For a while, you don't see the change, but come back later, that booger's way on over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the metaphor how we would roll. But when I called you, and as well as I called you, I called Billy, I called Yaya. You know Yaya? Have you seen her before? I'll show you a quick clip. I called
Eve found the serpent more trustworthy than God, not because of his credentials.
Seen her, she talks it, and of course, Aaron,
having a blocked throat chakra also blocks this.
And then, of course, the greatness of Brother Yosef. All of these people, I called them all, and I was like, hey, we need to do something here in Dallas, not just because it's Dallas, but it's the alignment of where we are and the time. And I was really into, truth, and I still am, right? And, my throat chakra, even I was telling you today, my throat chakra magic wand when I'm speaking the truth, and activating those powers. But I think at the end of the day, it's important for people to be prepared for the shift that has happened right now, where not just truth seekers anymore. It's time for truth speakers. It's time for people to begin in unison, collectively beginning to grow within not just knowledge but wisdom and all these things. And it was no one better than reaching out to you and knowing we have our conversations, because we talk like this offline, right? And I was like, man, we need to come to Dallas. We're going to do a personal VIP. Remember, like, and people should know we're sitting here now. My team is trying to make a recipe of cookies that this man gave us, and the cookies. And, I was going to do a shout out yesterday, say who could cook in Dallas? Y'all need to get this recipe because we're messing up with the cookies, and we're not talking milk and cookies. What kind of cookies are these anyway? Real quickly. What was they?
You talking about my special cookies?
That you gave us the recipe for your Dallas arrival. Yeah.
There's a special cookie that I created that actually, if you go to my website, elevationtime.com, and if you become a member, you get to go into the dashboard where the recipe is. But these are not just cookies. This is medicine, like the cookies that that she was cooking for Neo. She had him tell him to have a bite of the cookie. And are you know who you are? Are you ready? And he was like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I remember that. Well,
when you understand the cookies and what the cookie is, even on the internet, will you accept these cookies? What are the cookies? And they're chocolate chip cookies. They're chocolate chip cookies because they're melanin cookies. And melanin is what the best some of the best computer chips are made out of melanin. They have to be made out of dark carbon to hold the energy. It is the darkness that we've been afraid of a lot of times. That is where the power is. Now, so let me go here.
With the cookie, right?
Yeah, the cookie is the deep thing.
Damn, the cookie. All right. I ate some chocolate chip cookies.
Let me try to lay this out. Dallas. Do you know what the name Dallas even comes from?
Cowboys is all I know, but go ahead.
And who were the Cowboys?
Okay. All right. We go in there.
Dal or Dal is the name of a god. Where they got the word dollars. DOLDAL. Because you can move those vowels around. This is deep. They didn't just name this place. The original indigenous people actually named them. Now they changed the tongue a little bit and changed.
Yeah, because we got Flower Mound right up here too. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. These are sacred places.
Yep.
Why? Because my thing was I desired to do this core access, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So I need to do one more before the year is out. We were going to do it in Atlanta like we've done last time, right?
Right.
I said, well, something will come. So when you presented this opportunity, I'm like, oh, this is sacred. It's the day before the solstice.
Yep.
Right? It's the day before the solstice. You're on this whole thing with ones.
Yep. 101 and 101 is the secret. Yep.
And what one is all about. And what one and winning. And the one is the loneliest number. You see what I'm saying? But we don't want to talk about zero because zero is the feminine. No, we're not going to go there because I'll get off track. Let me stay on.
Detours.
No detours right now.
No detours.
Listen. Let me try to lay it out. So the lecture is going to be about this esoteric subject. That's going to be like 2 hours of me breaking down some esoteric things, not just Christmas, but the gift that we are.
Right.
And being able to use our power. Because a lot of people say, I want to take back my power. You can't take back your power. You have to be the power. You can only be it right now. No, nothing was taken. If you could take it back, it was never taken. It's just learning how to use the power and taking our mechanisms and the machinery and using our esoteric computers to tap into the next level. Well, what the heck is going on? I said, let's also do after the lecture, we'll have the core access experience.
Absolutely.
The core access experience is something that was downloaded to me years ago. And some of y'all have actually have been there, witnessed it, been a part of it. It changes you. We don't need to know all your problems.
Is this a clip right here?
Blow up your ball with your desires. What do you desire? What are you crystallizing? What would you like to attract? You got to tell yourself inside, every cell, every part of you, the friendly bacteria, everything in your body, and let go. Now, if you notice, the trees near us, the wind is blowing.
Start going. Yeah, they speaking to
trees.
Them, yeah.
The other trees around us, the wind. We're actually moving the wind. We're bending the wind.
Right.
That is the end of this whole thing. That's at the very end of this whole process that we go through, where I'm using music and sound tuned to sacred frequencies. We're doing a whole soundtrack. It's a guided meditation to take you deep down into your subconscious core, where all of your stuff is stored up, where there's boxes and material and cargo that's not even yours. A lot of it's hand-me-downs. And we get to take it out and we vaporize this. This process has never existed. I have done all kinds of, through my career, through my life, I've been to rituals and ceremonies by the river, on the mountain, and we do fire and the walking on the nails. Let me tell you something.
Oh,
I have never been involved in a thing that was so powerful that changed you at the core, no matter what. You couldn't even fight it. The only way you could fight it was to leave the room. So we're going to do a lecture, then we're going to have the workshop, all in the same day. And the workshop is where we're going to do the core access experience, where you're going to shift. You don't have to believe it. You're going to become a true crystallized person. Then we're going to have the VIP dinner for those who, but I'm also will be introducing my book, which is now done. It will be out in the next
so you can get an
week or so.
autographed copy.
You said we'll be doing some autographing of some copies. And the book has taken 7 years. So many things have happened because everything is connected to its opposite. Anything that you're doing great is going to have resistance. There's going to be enemy that is going to be parts of you, parts of the universe that's going to test you to see if you really want to do this. So when we start talking about the victim mindset and what they did to us and they lied, see, you already lost your power.
Mm-hmm.
You're not tapping into your power. You're giving it away. You're leaking. Your ship is leaking because you're not being the captain. When you have to realize, when you use the art of war, when you go into war, you have to already go in as a winner. You can't go in hoping to win and trying to win. You have to be the warrior, the winner now. And to have that mindset crystallized inside of you, there's some trash that's been put inside of you. There's some DNA that's been dropped in you to cause you to have chronic servitude syndrome. To cause you to always feel like you got to leak and you got to talk and tell everybody the stuff that you know. And here's another one. You have a mystical experience and you want to tell everybody about your mystical experience. Here's the problem. If you truly had a mystical experience, it cannot be explained. Because the word mystical or mystery means no tongue. So how you trying to tell somebody, I was on shrooms and we did the ayahuasca and the frog and we did this. And let me tell you what happened. You're lying because you cannot totally tell the story of what happened because you don't even really know in this language, in this tongue, what happened. So now you lose it. You lose your power. You're not even integrating it yet because you want to tell everybody. Some people go learn stuff and they read a book and they got to tell everybody. Some people going to go to Thanksgiving. A lot of folks was at the Thanksgiving meal talking about the turkey and you shouldn't eat this and you shouldn't do that. See, and a lot of people who have this mindset become like zealots. They become evil in their belief. You're doing the same thing. You're talking about, well, I left the church because now I'm conscious. Now you're doing the same thing by judging other people and treating other people terrible.
Same thing. And I don't think people understand when I talk about, the shadow, we do a lot of that on my channel, when we talk about reptilian, the shadow in the mind and truth versus authority. When truth versus authority first came out, I had already determined that just because somebody was in authority they'll mean they're telling the truth, right? Could be our parents, could be a pastor, because we just think that position of authority is truth, but truth is truth, right? Then I realized it elevated to the mind. That mind is what we really are fighting. And I started telling people, hey, you know, oh, I'm walking into the light. I said, well, have you ever walked into the dark? No. Well, how the hell you get to the light? You can't, it's integration.
But see, when you
get what I'm saying? It's like, what do you mean you ain't seen the dark side? Well, no, I stay away from it. Nah, you ain't seen the light yet then.
What happens when you begin to have this mindset of division, light versus dark, which is good, which is bad, negative versus positive? People don't even know what negative and positive really means. They think that one is bad and one is good. Well, you were programmed to think that.
Yep.
That divides you. You are the light and the dark and the gray in between.
And people don't know that. I'll be like,
you are the yin and the yang. And the most powerful part about that symbol is the space in between the two, the gap. When you really realize the gap concept, everything changes. Remember I said to breathe, you inhale, and then there's a gap, you pause, and then you exhale.
Yep.
That's where everything is at. Well, guess what? On the 20th of this month, there is a gap that happens on the 20th. There's a gap universally where we now shift into a different paradigm. It's happening on the 20th of this month. And I'm like, wow, Brother Roderick, you must be a genius. You tapped into something. Yes, I'm going to be there. So check it out.
Yeah, y'all come because
listen, let me finish this. Please let me finish this.
I gotta let you finish.
Because I get emotional.
You ain't even gotta ask.
I get wild. I get wild. So just hold on.
I get it. At this age we are, you gotta do it. We gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Oh, God, something makes I gotta stop because a part of me just wants to blurt this out.
Yeah, we don't want to blurt. You
what happens is that in 2026, it's the year of the horse.
Ooh,
and we're racing to 2027. And in 2027, the entire universe as we see it changes.
Absolutely.
But most of us aren't going to make it. We're going to wake up in 2027 and be the same people, the same world. I don't know what Dr. V talking about. Ain't nothing the same. And everything is the same. Nothing's changed. That's because it is we that have to change to be able to elevate. We can't keep the same talk and the same action and the same eating and the same food and the same judgment and be able to take that with us because it's weighing us down. That's why we're doing the core access experience. That core access experience is going to help you get rid of some luggage you don't even know you got. There's programs that will put in you to keep you subservient. Billy Carson talks about it. A lot of folks talk about it. There's a gene that keeps you thinking and feeling the way that you do. Even when you try to get out of it, there's like a creature that pops up. And the creature keeps sucking you back into that place because these beings that live on the other side of the moon. Oh, I should have said that.
No, you got to watch that. Come on now. You can't release
Okay.
See, that's why I was trying to calm it down a little bit.
They live based on this thing called the Louvre. The Louvre is this energy of when you're feeling disrespected, you're feeling sad, you're feeling mad, you're feeling angry, you're feeling distraught, you're feeling depressed. All that energy creates this vapor that there's a group of beings, that's what they eat.
They eat it like it. And I was telling somebody today, I was driving and I was just telling someone on the phone, I said, she had asked me a question and one of our audience member, and I was like, listen, that energy stuff that they're eating from you. And I said, chaos, number one. And I said, but the whole system is designed to give them that, and I said, think about how many people buy a new car and they post it all on the Facebook. Oh, look at the blessing God sent me. And then just go back about 6 months after that blessing turned to a bill and now it's negative energy and they're feeding off of it. Right. It's like, what's the difference? Is it our perception of the situation or whatever? But yeah. And, from your solar plex to all of these things, because we're light beings. And I don't think people really realize that totally, that energy is that food, but it's also who we are and what we provide, because those parasites they can't produce the light energy that we have. They're not creators. They're not part of the oneness of this thing, right?
We
We
are the gods.
We are the gods, and they
one
can't
thing
do
that
it.
brother, you know, and I have to thank you for this. I've learned a lot from you.
Right.
I remember the day we met.
Mm-hmm.
I was down there.
Yeah, and I remember
myself.
You gifted me a book the first day we met.
Yes.
And I was putting a cheesecake in my mouth. And we just met for the first time. And you said, do you know what that cheesecake is? I said, well, strawberry shit. It's good. Do you know what you're putting in your mouth?
Strawberry shit.
I said, some damn cheesecake in my mouth. He was like, strawberry shit. I said, sugar, honey, iced tea? Shit, yes. I was like, so I'll put the cheesecake down slowly now. And then I was ready to pick something up. Do you know what that shit is? Oh, I was like, all right, we just met. But that's cool.
And I was just asking if you knew what you were about to eat. But what I'd like to say is you, and I think that was what, 3 years ago? That was for the first awards, first conscious awards. You have changed so much.
Hey, appreciate it.
You look different. You have a different glow. I've watched you change and go through a period from becoming the grasshopper, getting in the cocoon, dying in the cocoon, and using those imaginal cells to create a new thing. But do you know the first thing that is created in the cocoon?
I mean, is it like a rhetorical question? Because you're a teacher. The antenna. Okay.
Why does the butterfly's antennas, why are they developed first? Because the butterfly needs to get the message from the cosmos.
I was gonna say, you got to receive
what it is creating.
You got to receive. Yeah.
A lot of people's antennas are cut. We talk about the pineal gland being calcified. That's some BS, because your pineal has to be calcified. You know why? It's made of calcium crystals. It's made of calcite crystal strings. It's a piezoelectric crystal cluster, right? That when you put pressure on it, it becomes an antenna. But you have to learn how to put pressure on the pineal. How do you do it? When you put pressure on it, it puts out light, it puts out knowledge. And it's not your third eye, it's your first eye, because it developed first. But somebody keeps telling you that was your third eye. It's not that important. Somebody keeps telling you that your gut, that's, like your gut is your first brain. But no, it's your cranial brain. Cranial brain has nowhere near the knowledge and the connection with the universe as your gut, which is connected through the mycelium network, through the bacteria, the friendly bacteria, that is connected to the entire universe. Some of those beings that live there are from galaxies away. But guess what? A lot of us couldn't tap in, because the whole thing started when they noticed supernova 1987A, right? In 1987, when they finally found supernova 1987A, look it up, a green light hit the earth. And when that green light hit the earth, everything began to change. That's why they say all children born after 1987 are crystal children, because they are crystallized with all the information from all the beings that came before them. We are going through this crystallization period. Now, we said earlier about Christ. Somebody said something about Jesus. I said, well, it's true that Christ is coming back.
Oh, I said that, yeah. We've been waiting 2,000 years, though.
But hold on.
2,000 years.
But we're looking outward.
I don't know how many days that is.
We're looking outward for something that's an inside job.
I got you.
The Christ is when you crystallize your mind and your imagination, when you begin to glow. Well, guess what? You've got to be able to tap into this energy that's happening on your birthday. What is my birthday? We're all about to have a mass birthday, a rebirth day.
Okay.
I'm going to give you, right? When you come, you're going to get the code of how to find the mass birthday. When we are reborn, when our pineal begins to put pressure on itself and it puts out this energy. Some people say, well, I already know the formulation. Well, you don't need to come then. Maybe I hope you do know. Most people who I know who are scientists got the date wrong, especially this year, because this year the formula changed because the sky changed. That's why we kept seeing all those dragonflies and all this stuff that's been happening. This is not the same, y'all. and all the stuff that's going on in politics and all this stuff, oh boy, get you looking outside and you're not looking inside. And this heaven on earth is something that happens inside us. We are the Gaia.
Right.
So we're going to have that lecture and we're going to talk about this and we're going to get deep. And if you're there, you're going to get some things that you're not going to get otherwise. Now it's going to be online. The lecture part will be online, right?
Right. Well, the lecture, they could get the, and that was, I had planned everything to be live, right? And then you say, Roderick, people really do need to get this decoding before Christmas, before it got going into 2026. Can we figure out how to show it stream? And I was like, all right, that's cool. We'll figure it out. So there is a way people can go there right now and, and click. You'll see his face twice. Want to be the live stream so that you can get access to the decoding, to the answer. We're going to call it the answer or the way or whatever we want to pin it. But if you want the answer, or is that right? Do we want to say it the answer, or is it the way, or let's just give it a name? What is it they're going to get when they click that button?
They're going to meet themselves.
Okay. If you want to meet,
if you would like to seek the knowledge to awaken yourself to the vastness, then let's call it an awakening.
All right. If
there will be an awakening happening.
Yes. Click the awakening button. That's what I'm going to
So one part of it is the lecture. Now the other part, the core access experience, we can't do that online.
Yeah.
That's going to be a visceral, actual, you're going to go through a whole exercise and these sacred movements. Oh my gosh, people start.
Yeah, we're ready for that. We are ready for that.
People fall out and they wait. All of a sudden, the lights come on, and they're like, "What is this?" I've had people who've been metaphysicians, teachers, people who know all about the calculations of the moon and the Mayans and the Egyptians and they know all about everything. When they do this, everything changes. I don't care, because this is something. No matter what you have done, you have never done this. The core access experience. In fact, you could go to my website, elevationtime.com, and there is an explanation of the core access experience. And it's almost impossible to put it into language, because this is something that's not mine. This is something that was downloaded to me that can only be given at this particular time in this particular way, to access the core. Your core, your real core, without all the stories, without all the coding, without all the scar tissue and all that stuff. So that's going to be happening on that day. But I'm also going to be introducing my new book, which is coming out right on time. This way, when we move into this, what they call a new year, which is really not a new year, but we're going into a new phase of 2026 is a gateway. It's the year of the horse in the Chinese calendar. It has to do with a transition. And, it's funny that Roderick started talking about the throat chakra and his magic wand for the throat chakra at the beginning of the program. I says, this cat, is he tapped in? Why is he snatching this stuff out my mouth?
That's
because 2026 is about the throat chakra. It's about that. The throat chakra is a transition point. It takes energy coming from above and transmutes that into physical energy. It also takes the energy that is physical coming up from below and transmutes that into spiritual or energetic or cosmic energy. It is the transistor. It is the translator. It is the expressor. It is the one thing that most of us, right? We were taught a funny language that don't even make half sense. We were taught how to voice ourselves. We talk too much, and sometimes we don't talk enough. Communication is a funny thing in this place because we actually think it happened. Yeah. I told him what I thought. I told y'all. You actually think that you said something that made sense to that person.
Yeah.
You don't know what that person heard. Even if you say, I love you, you don't even know what love means usually.
Yeah.
Most of you just like somebody a lot.
They just be the parrot love. I love you back. Love you back.
This has got to do, and a part of this that you're going to be involved with on the 20th is going to be about opening up this throat. Because once you understand and you realize the names of the reindeer.
Yep.
Do you know where the names of the reindeer come from? Do you know why Rudolph is called Rudolph?
I don't even know the song, but it's.
Do you know why Santa Claus is on a sleigh and he's got bells on? Do you know what the chimney is about? Do you know what the stockings that you hang on your fireplace?
So we're going deep.
Fireplace. This is alchemy. The fireplace. This is calcination, the first step of alchemy. Why the cookies are out. Why these gifts to the ancestors? It's a whole thing. What about the tree? What about these angels? What are the gifts? And what day? Here's the most important part.
Yeah, and ain't the day that they said that everybody's going shopping.
Day is the true Christmas.
Yeah.
Folks, I know the formula. Okay, you think you know it? I don't know of a person yet. Because people use the formula we used last year and the year before that.
Listen, they don't know that. Okay, me and Brother Joseph just did a sigil magic symbol lecture last week. We did it online. We had hundreds of people came, got it. And what I revealed to them was about Pepsi brand that people see, this can or whatever. But Pepsi actually used sacred geometry. They used everything you think. And what people don't see, because of what you're talking about, they turn that logo every year to stay alive. And if you go back and start looking at the Pepsi cans, you're going to notice it's moving. And they're doing this in a symbolic way, activating us to buy the product, all of these things. And I don't think people just understand that this whole magic of what they do is out there. And you've been talking about word spells all night without using the word, right? And I think people just don't really see, and it is time. And this is one of the reasons when I first came to this journey, and thank you for the kind words that you said earlier. And yeah, I can look back and see I'm nothing. And I made a commitment one day. I went through some sugar honey iced tea, and I said, nothing will be as it was ever again. And at that point, I accepted the role, and not to just say, okay, you're searching for love. Because I used to tell people on my air, oh yeah, when I meet the one, okay, I'm the love. And I didn't realize I was activating what I would say I wanted true love, was that I had to give true love. Now, my patience and talking to people, and I just love the result. It's not the result anymore working with people. It's just me starting my process, and whatever happens, that's okay. And then I started doing what I call C4, which is what we're doing now, which will be a week before you get there. So C4 is an acronym for Conspiracy and Conscious Convergence Community. I truly believe it is time for us to bring these two together. And so and I'll put it up on the screen real quickly. So here in Dallas, every month, it's free. And this is where I can find our true speakers. Y'all can count it. Let me take this little banner down. And then you all could screenshot this. Every month here in Dallas, December the 13th, which is a week prior to Doc B coming down, we have a free event. Just come on out. Bring people with you. It's called Conspiracy and Conscious Convergence Community. We're going to explore, we expose, we evolve. This is where we share conspiracies, consciousness experience, hidden knowledge. And of course, it is something I think is duly noted. It's time. You can get on our text list right there. You can see, but I want y'all to screenshot that to take it down, and so that you'll have it. But the true purpose of all of this is the fact that it is time to no longer, everybody's a truth seeker. But as the throat chakra season, and I didn't know this, and now he's confirming, but I knew something kept saying, it's time for people to speak. You got to create a community of true speakers now. And how are you going to do that? We got to activate truth. We got to activate the throat chakra in everyone. So our whole theme, when you come, you'll see the throat chakra when you walking in the door. You're going to see, I have shirts made that people are wearing. It's called the Uncensored Tribe. That's who we are, because it's time. But it all leads to the 101, the 101, and the one being Doc B coming. And so when I reached out to him, I reached out to Billy, Aaron Lyons, Yaya, Brother Yosef, and in the list, Courtney, she's going to come and do a group psychic thing, with us, King Simon, all of these people. And I was like, we got to figure out a way. let's bring them here. Let's get this right here where we are in Texas and all these things. And when I start calling around, I was shocked that none of y'all spoke in Dallas before. I'm like, what do you mean y'all haven't been down here before? What the heck is this? And then that's when it hit me. That's because you didn't call them until now. So
See,
that's where it is. So we're going to do it.
Oneness is what this whole thing is about.
Yep. Yes.
We are all one. We're not separate. That is an illusion. If you were to go out in space and just look back at whatever the Earth is, I don't care if it's shaped like a pyramid, whether it's a flat surface, a coin, or whatever it is,
right?
You would see that everything on it looks like one. It's all one. We're all together in oneness.
Yes.
But we've got to get in oneness with ourselves. To see the right side of the brain and the separate side of the other side, the two sides of the brain are one. We just see it as being separate. All the chakras are one. Everything is in oneness when we begin to rhythm and find ourselves in the oneness rhythm, which we're going to do at the actual event. We're going to do a oneness what we call a 6/8 timing oneness celebration. So it's going to be a lot of things built into this day. And I'm really excited about this. Is about expressing, letting go of what we think we know, because all the stuff we know is no longer. All the stuff we studied is done. It's done. A whole new world. Everything is being rewritten. The artificial intelligence is the idea that what you learn, you think you really know.
Oh my God. And people are now, thinking that it is it, and I always do this when I'm on air. I'll get to talking to mine, and when they don't call me, you highness, I get it straight. Hey, call me what, and they'll be like, I'm sorry, you can't get people to do that these days. The AI does it. But people, right? Or a person or a thing, but one other thing too, though, I don't think not people, but let's go with this. We're going to have a VIP dinner. Now we limited it, just 20 people can come. And my idea already when we put this together was to not have tables over here. So let's say you over there and somebody over there, and we're laughing and they can't hear, and maybe they're shy. So the whole theme that we have is this King Arthur round area where we all as a family, and I know that there's people out there that may have a special request, that it may be their journey. And I'm excited to let them know if they want to come to that VIP, and it's just private, and only maybe 20 or 30 of us total, our team, and then whoever, that they're going to be able to ask you. Are you going to be open to really help someone in that moment?
We're going to be in the mode of assisting people throughout this whole day.
Okay. Yeah.
And for those who would like to have that real deep connection while eating, see, when you're eating, you're opening up your auric field.
There we go.
And when you're opening up your auric field, you got to be careful what it is you're taking in and what you're putting out and who you're around. So the people who will be at this event, this VIP, will be specially selected people by you. It's going to take an investment, because we're going to sit and we're going to share and we're going to open up ourselves. And I'm going to say and do some things that I won't be able to say and do at the lecture or at the core access, experience workshop. So it's going to be more intimate, more connected. So if you're there, it's wonderful. I will be signing some of my new books. The book.
Now, what's the title of the book?
What's Eating You?
Shit. Okay, there. That's a good one. Or what's not?
In fact, this Saturday, I'll be talking about it for the first time on my webcast. So go to elevationtime.com. Elevationtime.com. Get on the email list.
Yep.
And we're going to send out a newsletter, I think, on Thursday to invite you to where I'll be talking about the book. I've been working on this book.
Now, what's the actual launch date? Because as you know, I'm a bestseller, and you wrote a review on this that they're editing to put back in, and they didn't do it in the first print, but it's going to be there, I think, next week. And bestseller, y'all, became a bestseller last week. The Unspeakable Truth. And Doc B wrote a review on it, so y'all see that, him and Paul Wallace and Daryl, my guy. And so man, this is our year, you know what I'm saying? And so we're going to make yours a bestseller as well. So is there a launch date for that?
Well, we're going to first do the pre-launch starting like this weekend. And then I think our actual launch date, our release date is going to be like the 10th or 11th. We don't know yet. We're still working on that. But it'll be ready for the holidays, and those who would like to buy several copies to give out as gifts. That this book wrote itself, and it took 7 years, no matter how I tried. And in this book, it tells the story of what I went through to write this. This was about my own journey of alchemy, my own hero's journey, because it was deep. Just right. You might say, well, what took you so long? You've been doing this for 30, 40 years. It was because it wasn't time. It had to happen at a certain time. I've been through heaven. I've been through hell. And the information in this book could not come out till now. It is about parasites. It's about mental, physical, spiritual, energetic, and cosmic parasites and what has been eating us, but what and how we can alleviate all of this stuff in the snap of a finger. Is not as hard as you think. They try to make everything hard. Oh boy, you got to walk the desert and burn sage and put garlic in your anus, and you've got to put oil in your ears and be boiled naked in the river of rivers and find the saber-toothed cat.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you want to do all that, that would be great.
Yeah.
This right here is so simple. It's been sitting right. The answer is usually right in front of us. You ever lose something, man, and tear the whole house or the building up looking for it? And when you find it, it was sitting right there. You couldn't see
you know what? And that happens all the time because I don't know the reason the mind does this, right? But yeah, you're tearing it up, you're looking for it, and then you just turn around. And then, we even think about that mystery of the sock, the missing socks. Where do our socks go? How come we can't ever find them?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? How come you can't you always buying socks? Do you lose them? Is somebody stealing them?
No, what it is there's different dimensions.
That's my point. That was my point.
144 dimensions.
That was my point. That's why when we don't see it, it moved.
We move dimensions.
We move. Yeah, we move. Right. Yeah, we move.
Month, right? We get to move the dimension. We're going to shift the line. So, if you're going to come to this, come with an open mind. Don't come thinking about, oh boy, we're going to talk about the enemy and the aliens. We are the aliens. Some of these are us from inner earth, outer earth, other dimensions, other timelines coming back to give us a message or a warning. Now, I'm not saying all of them is. Yeah. And remember what he just said. Come with an open mind, because the mind is remember this. The mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. But go ahead. I just want to boom that in. I like that. Was pretty good.
Yeah. I thought I had my little run. There we go. It works best when it's open. Yeah, there you go.
You got to get your cues together, man.
Oh, okay. The mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's open.
There we go, man. See, work with me. I'll produce you, man. I'll get you right.
All right, there we go.
So this has been wonderful to talk with you and to watch you grow and your audience. Much love to all of you.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you're not at this event is actually happening all over the world, and you're able to tap in if you just listen carefully. A lot of times when we're listening, we're not listening. We're already hearing what we want to think and how we feel. Yeah. And we've got to get to a place where we begin to tap into something different. There's something different happening. We've been missing it all this time.
Yeah.
So we're looking outward, we're looking over here, we're blaming ourselves, and we're going through this. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is right in the air, it's in the molecules. This is a system that we created, but it's moldable. It's changeable. So much love to all of you. Like I say,
it sounds like you try to go. Are you leaving?
It's time to go, man.
Hell, I didn't know you didn't give me a cue. I'm still trying to talk. We're going to talk about those cookies because I still got two people on the cookies, man. And they can't.
It's only supposed to be
I got one person that hadn't talked to me yet.
I told you to talk to the one person about the cookie.
I called her today and she said she's going to call you.
People trying to make my cookie.
Man, when one person said it didn't, she said it didn't taste that good to her. And she's a rabbit. She eats rabbit food.
Because I didn't talk directly to her.
Well, you didn't put that in the instructions. You said, I gotta have my cookies.
If
Now
I know.
imagine the team. I'm having a meeting about these cookies. I said we got to get Doc his cookies. Who's going to be the person? And then I did, satellite it out to another friend, and she said she'll get back with me. And then yesterday I was going to get on the show and say, okay, people in Dallas on the 13th, everybody come. We're gonna have a cookie taste test before he gets here. But I get it now.
Whoever
you
the
want
cookie
to be
person
in
is,
it.
have the person talk to me.
I gave her your number. I said call his.
These cookies are not
Correct.
meant to taste like some processed white sugar poison cookies.
Well,
There's medicine cookies.
But the recipe you gave me,
Don't read it on air.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna read it on air. It's a book.
Listen,
Even
it is not a regular cookie.
The fat cookies ain't got that in it.
It's a computer program. It's a cosmic computer program.
All right, we'll go with that.
So this all right, man.
We had a meeting about the cookies.
If the cookies don't materialize, it's all right. A lot of people, why they keep talking about these cookies?
On the schedule, we had a meeting about the cookies.
Was something that I was
on my planner. It was a meeting about Doc's cookies. We actually had a meeting about.
All I said was, if you want to make me, I don't like a lot of stuff bought from the store. I don't know who made.
No, we shop it. We go organic. We already grew some stuff ourselves. Over there, we grow a pot of stuff. Yeah,
that is a program. It's like a mystery of how to do it. You got people who know, but you can get people say, well, where's the recipe for the cookies? Elevationtime.com. While you're there, get on the email list so you can know about.
Yeah, because we and whoever make it, send me a copy. Send me a cookie.
And check it out. While you're there, become a member. And then you get to go into the dashboard, and there's a cake recipe and a cookie recipe.
Man, that is not a recipe. This thing is, if I scroll this on the screen, they'll be like, we can have a commercial break.
Breathe.
I'm going to breathe.
Okay.
Like I said, we had a meeting about the cookies. Okay. And I was like, well, can we substitute? He going to know. And you know me, I was like, it's just my friend. No, we got to. And now all of a sudden the cookie got this energy to them, and then I had to put the meter and then be like, oh no, it's not giving enough energy. The doc is going to know this.
So for those of you who are baking, there is a wheat called einkorn. Einkorn wheat is the original wheat. It has very little what you call gluten. Right. It is the one they use in Europe that's not causing people to have all kind of issues and challenges. It doesn't have all the poisons and toxins in it. So you can use that. Some people use spelt. This is even better than spelt. To me, it's called einkorn wheat. So people who are gluten resistant or have gluten intolerance and all that, you could gluten resistance might be good. But anyway, gluten intolerance, you could use this. Like there's certain sugars that you could use that wouldn't, touch a diabetic's blood. But anyway, I'd like to y'all sound like a real comic duo. What you need to do is go watch the other times when we've been on before. They have been straight comedy, because this is a funny.
But wait till you come to Dallas, because he's not. I'm gonna be talking before him. I'm gonna introduce him. Then we may do a part because we got a stage, and we're gonna sit there and we're gonna talk. And we got 4 microphones. He said that was another thing. How many microphones? We got 4 now, not the 3 that you want. We got 4. And that 4 is for me to come in with the Barry White back in. You'll never find a love cookie like his, a cookie that'll taste like, because we putting our foot in this damn cookie. I'm telling you, it is an executive
feet.
Well, it won't be feet, but there is a executive order. Like we're shopping at the best stores. We're growing out. There's an ingredient that's growing in a pot over there right now to be ready for the cookie. We couldn't find it. We're going to grow it. We're not manufacturing a cookie here. And during it, when you taste this cookie, you're not only going to shout. You know how you was doing this? Open your brain. We know that you're going to blow the roof off of Texas, and but you guys y'all gonna know it because y'all gonna be there live, and it's gonna be the cookie. I guarantee you.
See, they're gonna think that they're gonna have cookies. These cookies was for me.
I think no. Oh, we're not doing a batch. We're just doing one.
Look how big the cookie is. We're doing one. How big is your cookie?
Shit,
your portions are too big. A lot of folks don't have a food problem. We have a portion.
You told me it was just for you. I mean, we got positive. I got Betty Crocker. We call Martha
sister,
Stewart. We call Betty Crocker.
Sister, don't have Betty Crocker and Martha.
We call Aunt Jamini, whatever the Aunt Jamini.
Listen. Let's get off this cookie.
All right,
you have this sister call me. Give her the number.
I gave her your number.
So I can discuss. Call you.
She said she's gonna call you.
I don't need people. I don't like people cooking my food because they put energy in it, like touching my hair and massaging me. I'm very sensitive to environment.
Damn. So you didn't. So what? How do you want her to do the?
I'm going to talk to her about it.
Okay.
Why is the food so important right now? It's about the medicine.
And that's right, because we getting
ladies and
caterers for the dinner. For the dinner, we got a special caterer. We was doing a taste test with caterers, right? And this is true story, y'all. We got taste tests with, and she's like, well, we got to cook this, you know. And I'm like, you know what? Remember I said let's just have pizza, and you were like, BS.
You're like, you gonna have VIP pizza.
I'm like, listen, and so we got a chef like, okay, we're gonna
VIP pizza.
Here's the Doc B's menu and all this. We was and we had another meeting on that today. But we got you, brother. We got you because this is how we roll. So we got you.
You know, it's gonna be crazy because I haven't been to Dallas in a long time. And
we got you.
Roderick is just be on it 24/7. You know,
12, 365 plus
OT. I have no idea. This guy here, he's from a very special planet of beings. But I'm excited about coming, and I'll be there. Please get, if you're going to get it, get in there now because we can.
It's on the early bird. It's an early bird, especially for the VIP. Yeah.
If you're out of town, travel in. We're going to do have some surprises for you. This is going to be also a medicine music trip, so you'll be getting what you might call a sound bath, but it's not the sound bath. It's more of a rhythm bath.
But listen.
That's part of the core experience is using sound and frequency as a soundtrack to take you into the theta state. And the theta state is the brain wave where you're in meditation, where anything is possible. So we're going to actually help people get into that using these rhythms and these sounds and these instruments that I've created. And it's going to be amazing.
Do you know what else is happening though? I know you didn't know. Listen, we do this before you all show up. I have people that come in and we have about 20 sound bowls. Here's a clip that we do before all of our things right here. And then we have everybody have an instrument. So before you even come in the room, we clear the room with sound, right? That is our ritual. We do it. So we're going to
make sure you do that like an hour before.
It'll be 2 hours, 3 hours before.
No, but don't.
It'll be at.
We're going to need to talk about this.
11. I think
this is going to be very important, but this is very important.
Okay, then we'll do it. Yeah, we're going to talk.
Whatever you do, there needs to be a gap
between
an hour, whatever that is, do that an hour before I do what I'm doing because you're changing the frequency of the room. And there's frequencies that I don't play with. And there's frequencies, people don't understand a lot about this frequency thing. So we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Well, that's cool. That's cool because we usually do it like early and then I'll speak. So it'll be 2 hours before you even get up.
Oh, good. As long as the frequency is dissipated. So because I'm going to be doing another frequency. I don't want to rub. What they call rubbing is when two frequencies.
Had I said I had the damn cookies right, we wouldn't even have this discussion.
You and the cookies, man. I think you want the cookie. I let the cookie go. Let the cookie go.
I did.
Breathe, my brother.
I thought I was going to get some healthy stuff. And then when I started looking at the menu,
voice.
You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you talk to the wise one, they always have a voice like this. It is not about the cookies in life.
It's not about the milky.
It's about the sweetness that comes from the heart.
It ain't no sugar in them damn recipes.
It is the beauty.
There's no sugar.
Sugar is not the only sweetener. Sweetness is love. Sweetness is kindness.
Listen. Let me show people.
There is a sweetness that
y'all look at the phone.
The cookie. The cookie.
They can't see this.
A metaphysical measurement tool used to open up.
They can't see this, but look right here. I'm gonna scroll. This is the recipe for the ding on cookies. Y'all, I'm scrolling with my finger, and I know y'all see this thing moving. And yeah. And I even brought Chat GPT in the deal. I was like,
you put my cookie recipe in chat?
No, I didn't. I said, okay, listen.
People put everything in chat. Now
chat. Listen, I said, watch, hang on. Hey, can you hear me? And then,
yep.
You can? My friend Doc B is having me make some special cookies when he come. And We need some help. What do you
No
think we need to
chat.
tell him?
No chat. Chat.
Oh,
Hang up on him.
Doc B sounds like a plan. Well, if you're thinking about what to tell him, I guess just let him know what kind of cookies you're making and maybe any fun ingredients you're adding in. And if there's anything special he needs to bring along or just be ready for, you can give him a little heads up.
These are energy cookies. He said energy cookies for to elevate people.
Got it. Energy cookies. That sounds like a cool idea. In that case, you can just let Doc B know that you're whipping up some special energy boosting treats. You maybe give him a hint about the key ingredients or the vibe you're going for. That way he knows exactly what kind of elevation to look forward to.
There we go. You get what I'm saying? We're not leaving no stones. Because when you come and have the Texas experience and you come back again and again, or if you don't come back in the next life, you're going to remember Texas. You're going to say, damn it, those damn Texas cookies without milk, because we're not talking about milk and cookies, but those damn Texas cookies that Roderick made is galactic, cosmic, transformative. I'm just bringing more words. You can help me out too.
I got to
you know what I'm saying? Keep it coming.
First of all, Roderick didn't make the cookies.
I did. What?
Dr. B created the cookie recipe.
Yeah.
And I gave it to the sister who was chosen to make it.
She was supposed to call you today. She's watching the podcast. She was supposed to call you today.
Parasite that we need to deal with within your mind.
All right.
That has you stuck on this cookie. And why would you call chat and ask chat? Chat don't know Dr. B.
They don't know Dr. B, but it pulled a collective knowledge from around the world about these cookies.
From around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. I've got to leave now. Roderick is, I think that, let me not get into that. I'll see y'all on the 20th.
On the 20th.
Be ready? Go to my website, elevationtime.com. Right, and get on the email list. So, because like I said, this Saturday I'm going to be talking about the book. I may read something from the book. We're going to be having a pre-release, event. I'll be doing some autographs at the event on the 20th. Remember, there's a lecture going on first. Then I'm going to leave for a while, and I'll be back, and we're going to do the core access experience. And then later in the evening, we're going to have a VIP dinner. And if we do this right and we're quiet, we can get him off of this cookie thing. Because if he stays on the cookie thing, he didn't want us to have the cookie. He was ready to go to Whole Foods and get an organic cookie.
Damn right. I was like, you know what?
He was gonna go to Whole Foods, Half Foods, Trader Joe's. I'm like, listen, man, it's a special thing. We don't need it, but what we do need right now,
a green cookie,
is the answers to how to open up the universe within us. My highest choice is that I can help all of us see something we didn't see before. And we can release the part of us that has been in bondage for a long time so that we can become the gift under our trees.
All right.
I'd like to thank you all, Roderick. I'll see you. We'll talk a little later.
All right. So real quickly, you're saying, just like in the movie The Matrix, when the Oracle says, take the cookie, then I say to you, I was going to eat the cookie anyway, or make it anyway. And then you go, yeah, but it's not about a choice. But we got cookies like that coming. Good night to you, my brother. We'll talk to you.
Travel light. We don't need all that luggage. Most of it's not ours.
Appreciate it. All right. So, all right, y'all. So we're going to have, again, we got it early. The price on the online stuff is up there early. You see the website. Go ahead and register. And it's like, listen, like less than $1 a day. You can, get that decoded from Christmas. So click that. You'll see two things when you go to truthversusauthority.org. You can go ahead and get to your online. Like I said, we set a special price today, a number that he had in mind today. So if you go ahead and go register, if you can't come, you want to go ahead and get that particular package of that. Then if you can come to Dallas, or anybody, you're near Dallas, come. And then come to our C4s. Or if y'all know anyone in Dallas, make sure you give them an opportunity to come. And let me put back up on the screen real quick. Screenshot this. Let me take the banner down. This is our conspiracy conscious convergence community. We're bringing these two aspects together. As you know, best-selling author, I am TV show host. I've been in 11 different TV shows. There's a text number, text the word truth over there. You can get on our text list, even if you are not in Dallas. But just know that this is what we're doing, and it is time, people. It really is time And make no mistake about it, it is time for us to come together, because most people in a conscious world, they don't like the conspiracy stuff, but they don't remember that anybody who is awake or claimed to be was a conspiracy theorist first. That's the only way they got there. They had to know something was wrong, right? And then they began to go to, but we're going to bring these two communities together. We call it C4. It's an explosion, conscious and conspiracy convergence community. And it's right here in Dallas. And then we're going to start doing outlets in different places. I think John is going to do in San Antonio. I talked to him yesterday or whatever, Austin or San Antonio. I think he's in San Antonio, and or Austin. I don't know. But anyway, he's going to start doing a group there. We're going to have a group in different places. But it's all about opening up the throat chakra. That is our theme. You will see me wearing my blue throat chakra malas, and we, our emblems. And then we'll be practicing the laws of Mayat. All of the things that we're going to do so that we treat people with love. And like I said, I have my own magic wand, my throat chakra crystal wand. That is, and this thing is energized. Oh my God. And it really does some things. But my whole point is that, and which I heard Doc said, it is time. It is time, because in all seriousness, there's something happening right now. And although there's a lot of stuff we can't discuss here on the air, but it is time for you to we're not talking about waking up anymore. We're talking about speaking up, because if you don't speak up, then that's the better way of them allowing stuff to happen. They don't care about us knowing, because they have to tell us in the most simplest form, whatever they're doing. And this is why most people miss it, right? Because it's simple. But if we don't say nothing, or if we're not speaking, or more people passing along the truths that we have, it becomes a corral situation. And we're no longer in the religion world. We're now in Aquarius. We're moving toward spirituality, but spoken spirituality, right? It is time to do that. And so somehow I got that call in a long time ago. And I just said, hey, let's put this together. And it hadn't been an easy task, now we're doing 2 events a month and growing it. But if you come to our C4, if you're in Dallas, you come to the C4, you bring some guests, we're going to put your name in a hat. We might pull a free ticket to come to the Doc B the next week. Bring a few guests, get a free t-shirt. We need to incentivize the best way we can for people to grow. And then here's the other part. This is the most beautiful part. You see this right here? This is my clock. This is going to be at the C4 on a table. Anybody in the room can get up and say something. And I think this will be set for 3 minutes or 5 minutes. So the first hour, we're talking about the C4, it's not Doc event, that the first hour is conspiracy. Then anybody come out, I don't care if it's insurance fraud. We want to know any conspiracy out there. If you know something, we are collective now. We are one. That's the whole theme. So we all need to know what's going on. And you get to say what you may have family members you can't speak to, but you can come up there and ain't no ridicule, ain't none of that crap, because we all are in the same boat and we're a family and it's all love. And I promise you, nobody will make you feel unloved or less than, because nobody's above or below anybody. We all are one. And that is our policy. You want to see somebody kicked out, say something and see how they disrespect anybody who's standing up speaking truth or their truth, right? Because your truth is still your truth. And we respect that. But the whole key to it is building that community. And then we might, I'm going to share some stuff, right? Why not? And then that next hour is our consciousness. Somebody's do you know what a collective group of people teaching, saying, sharing experiences, the magnitude of power energy that we're going to create doing this? Nothing will be as it was ever again. And it is happening. It is what we stand for and what we're doing. People, we're going to start making our own real estate listings, because you need to move to Dallas area where we at, right? And then we got Brother Joseph in Houston, and we once we put the energy arms out there and then we just connect them, we're going to energize a lot of places. But it's going to start. It has to, and it has. And I hope that you all enjoy it. I hope that you go and register for online so that you can get started. Like I said, every month in January, okay, we got Doc B in December the 20th. Billy Carson will be there January the 19th. No, the 24th. He'll be there the 24th. The 19th, we're doing a C4. So we'll do one once a week for there. Then in February, we got two. We got King Simon's going to come down, do some numerology. Courtney is going to be there doing a group session of psychic, so imagine in real time, you watching her tap into people there, and you might whatever. And man, we're going to do that. And each of them, we still doing our VIP stuff too. Right. And then in March, we'll have, which is, I'm celebrating my birthday, which is Pisces. Let you know. So I'll be celebrating my birthday, which is March 14th. We'll have, my birthday is March 10th, but Yaya from Yaya World, go look up. She's deep. She's going to be there for March, but March 7th will be another C4. So we're going to celebrate my birthday all week. I got some people, they not even listening, but TK, Empress, all, and they're playing in my party, right? 2 parties, maybe, I don't know, or something. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe somebody is. I never had a birthday party, but it don't have to be a party, but it'll be surprise, that kind of shit, right? But anyway, we're going to be doing that. Then in April, we will then have, March, April, Billy's coming back. Yeah, so Billy's coming back in April. So he's coming to go look on Forbidden Knowledge tour. He's coming to Dallas twice. Billy's never spoken in Dallas. So he's coming twice. And then in May, Aaron Lyons will be there, and we're going to blow the world out. That girl I have just so much love for her, all right? I have love for everybody too, but let me tell you something. You got to, if y'all don't know who Aaron Lyons is, Google her, find her Instagram, and you when we do the VIP dinner with her and all that stuff too, and all these people, see, my whole goal is that King Arthur thing where you can really, we didn't plan on wanting a lot of people. I thought it's time for personalized touches, personal touches to literally have an opportunity to meet or whatever. Yeah, we have to charge for it. I get it. Yeah, because we got to pay for the center. We got to pay for this, flying these people in, all of this thing. But for those of you who are supporting that, you will, a whole year of the stuff that we're going to be doing in Dallas every freaking month, I promise you, nothing will be as it was ever again in your life, because we're bringing all of it there. And it was hard work, but we're doing it, right? And let's do it. Maybe you come every month. You'll probably be the next millionaire. Or you can say, tell you all these people who didn't believe in you, shoot them the bird, whatever. You're going to know that something was wrong with this world. But when you now get through all of this, that's what it's designed for. When it's designed for, we should have 100 so people that are so armed and dangerous going into 2027, hundreds of people that is unstoppable, because they have now got a core, not just a core experience through him, but a piece of all of these people that you have to go all over the world. You got to go all over this. We're bringing that Converge, and our community Converge. It's the most aggressive thing has ever been done. It's by far the most aggressive thing. Now, could it have some ups and downs? Probably so, but it ain't going to stop it, right? But I don't see it that way. I do see us being productive. I do see it being as powerful as it's going to be. And again, it's the most aggressive thing that we're going to be doing. And so we do that. So with that being said, I'll say good night to each and every one of you. Y'all know how I roll. Make sure you put I love y'all in the chat. If you have went through the whole weekend of Thanksgiving and you did not hear I love you, I want you to tell you I love you. Not the petty parrot love. Love you back. We're talking true love. You can feel the energy. All of us right now are sending I love y'all energy, and you all will be able to see it, feel it, and everything else. And it's true. Once again, I spent Thanksgiving at this office by myself. My mother was supposed to go somewhere, and so it was just me. And for the 4th year, I was up here, and I had a little ham, a little something, but I was working on stuff. But I did decide that next time, regardless of the situation, we're going to have a place we're going to cook. And if you ain't got no place to be Thanksgiving or Christmas, come on, man, we're going to hang out together And whatever. If I have a new family, we all go. We're gonna make it all. We're gonna hang out together. But be ready. And then if you're in Dallas, once again, before I go, the C4 events, I'm gonna put it back on the screen real quickly, just for you to see what I'm talking about. And I need you to screenshot this, and let me take down this banner so that you can see all the information and everything else. And so I want you to just screenshot it, share it. There's a text number there. Share with everybody that you know to get on our text list. Make sure anybody get on our text list so that they're able to come to the event and come and see us. Now we're also going to be doing movie nights. Yeah, we're going to be doing movie nights. We're going to act like a real community. You know what I'm saying? I have this room. This is our room. I got this room. This is a training room. We did a webinar there. We're going to be doing movie nights on Fridays, maybe Saturday, whenever. We're just going to get together. It ain't got to be, it's just us hanging out, whatever. That place is 24 hours. It's 24 hours, that big facility that we have. And when you come to the events, this is the event room and everything else. And so we're going to create the community that has never been done in such a way where people don't have nobody to talk to like them. Now we have a tribe. We have the Uncensored Tribe. That's our tribe. And you now found home. Welcome home. Welcome to the tribe. And I can't do it by myself. I can only initiate it and put the energy for it. But we have a lot of good people already in our team. We have two sides. We got our business side and we got our community side. And both sides are in unison of what we're doing. And I hope to see you. Or maybe you share somebody. Maybe you fly down. If you come down, let me know. Let us know so that we can honor you for making the trip and coming down there. So hopefully you found value in tonight's show. What we're doing, make sure you like. I have my own personal channel. If you have not been to it, where I'm at all during the week, which is right here, Roderick Martin, Truth versus Authority. So you can find me on YouTube and everything else. You can also find me on TV. I'm on Alien Endgames on Discovery Channel, Gaia History Channel, Forbidden Knowledge TV, Open Minds, Fox Tubi. You can find me on HBO, Amazon Prime. I'm in 11 different TV shows. I've been really blessed. And now I have a best-selling book, The Unspeakable Truth. And it's all about how fake history and Christianity have self-oppressed and robbed African Americans of their voice in the modern UFO revelation. The foreword by Billy Carson, and it is a bestseller. And so, and those of you who ordered from Billy's website, those should be coming soon because you have to order the author copies. If you go to Amazon, they're shipping it out the next day. But the actual people that did pre-order, those books need to come to Forbidden Knowledge, who is the publisher, and then they will ship them out. So I know some of you, Philly Cat or somebody, I think I remember seeing it earlier. I failed to answer and what's going on, Philly Cat. We haven't talked in a while. But anyway, again, hope you found value in tonight's show and do that. Yeah, movie night in a room full of conspiracy theories. Yes. We're going to be talking about symbolism. I have a trademark called the Symbolizer. Y'all know that, right? If you did know, go look it up. Go to U.S. trademarks. Denzel Washington is the equalizer. He's the vigilante of justice. Roderick Martin, the symbolizer, the vigilante of truth and symbols. And yeah, it's a registered trademark. That's the brand, Truth versus Authority, but the symbolizer. So yeah, imagine us all in a room watching stuff. And then, of course, I got some special stuff, being a certified UFO investigator, having a top secret clearance in the government in a younger age, all of this stuff that I can't do outside, but we're going to start putting that stuff up on the screen, little stuff that you can see, little stuff you won't see anywhere else, and once I get the feel of the crowd, some stuff I wouldn't do now, the last group outing that we had, I actually showed the actual Epstein's list to everybody, right? We was at the park and I said, here's the list, and of course we saw a lot of our, people, that's funny, and all these people in our community on the list. I'm like, they're not giving all this information out with all these people on it. They're just not going to do that. So either which way, we can do it. But yeah, and so let's do it. And I see each and every one of you there. All right, so the cookies, right? Milk and cookies. We're going to get those cookies. In fact, like I said, I'm still waiting on a friend of mine who was going to send me cookies, and then Lonnie is making them. But like he said, he wants Lonnie to do it too. So We're going to start there, but we got to have a bag up plan. We're going to make these cookies because me and him was on the phone 2 hours about cookies. And then I done had 3 executive meetings with the team about cookies. And he wanted to act like I shouldn't worry about the cookies. Really? All of us would be trying to make them damn cookies, right? Because he made it perfectly clear. I got to have my cookies. If I can talk like Doc, I got to have my cookies. I got to have my cookies, And I'm like, really? And I try to pull the friend card, like, homeboy, my boy, we, and he was like, Roderick, I got to have my cookies. And so the friend stuff took over. So yeah, that's why the cookies are a priority. What device do you use to test frequency of a cookie? I don't know. I just know he probably got one. You know what I'm saying? We're not leaving no stones unturned. He probably whip out an electronic device testing the frequency of the damn cookie. That's how meticulous we are being with these cookies. And I may have a backup plan and put like a radio frequency inside one. Of course he'll see it, but it'll be like, make it, I don't know. But we're going to make the cookies, though. We're going to make the cookies. That's how we're going to do it. But I really don't know, Ada. I don't know what he has, or how he would do that. Anybody got any questions? He says, Pisces, brother, I'm there. Yes, March 10th is the birthday. Anyone else got any other questions, anything before we go? Like I said, make sure you go register for the online. If you can't make it, it's at the early bird price right now. And so we just opened it up today. Well, it was a couple of days since it's been open. And then you'll see some of the other events, get on the wait list or other stuff. And Billy, like I said, is coming. If you want to meet Billy in person, I think we've been selling the VIP tickets for him as well. Doc, some of us gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. Even if you show up, if you don't have that VIP ticket, you won't know or be in our private area for dinner that night, which is, just some one-on-one time for all us to fellowship and really enjoy some stuff too. So, all right. So with that being said, I love each and every one of you. As you know, I appreciate it. It's been a plum, pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege serving you tonight. And if I did a good job, please subscribe to my personal channel as well. Buy the book, The Unspeakable Truth. You won't be disappointed. There are 2 years of research. It's really deep though. But make sure you go do it so that you can understand what we're really up against and everything else. And so I want to tell you guys good night. And I'll probably live stream on my personal channel Thursday. And so make sure, because there's a video I did last night about the 10,000 people ruling at 8,000. We're going to be sticking with that a little bit for a while because I think it's the truth some people need to know. So if you want to see that video, we did a live stream last night on my personal channel. You don't want to miss that a little bit. So make sure you go do that. All right, guys, we will talk. See y'all.
UFOs.
UAPs.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Who are they? Where are they from? And what is their intent?
All questions that immediately come to mind with the mention of UFOs. A Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones, birds, or weather events, but about half of them remain unexplained.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This video taken by the Navy showing what he describes as pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell off the San Diego coast in July of 2019. The Pentagon has since confirmed that the video is authentic.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucers. As a matter of fact, the 509th Atomic Bomb Group headquarters at Roswell, New Mexico, reports that it has received one of the discs which landed on a ranch outside Roswell. The disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brazil is the man who discovered the saucer.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
More people are coming forward with their own sightings.
Videos recorded by U.S. Navy personnel have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs.
Right at that moment, I saw what looked like 5 lights flying in formation in kind of an inverted check mark.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. We don't know what these UAP are.
The mysterious flying objects are still a mystery. NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research.
Technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
It's fine.